Every story you hear is based on the darkest chapters of history.
At exactly 3:11 a.m., the subway train arrived at the platform. The problem was, this train was not supposed to exist. The underground station in New York was almost lifeless at that hour. The lights flickered weakly, water dripped from cracked ceilings, and the air smelled old and metallic. Standing alone on the platform was Ethan, exhausted after a long night shift. His phone showed no service, and the digital board above him was completely blank. When the tunnel ahead suddenly lit up, Ethan felt a strange pressure in his chest. A train slowly emerged from the darkness, moving far too quietly. No announcement, no conductor, no schedule. According to the city rules, this line had no service after 1 a.m. Yet the train stopped. As the doors slid open on their own, the temperature dropped sharply. The station lights dimmed for a second, and Ethan noticed something unsettling. There was no reflection of the train on the tiled walls. Still, fighting fatigue and logic, he stepped inside. The moment he entered, the outside noise vanished completely. The subway car was empty. No passengers, no ads. The seats looked decades old. The metal poles rusted, and the floor carried faint footprints, as if people had once run in panic. When the doors shut, the train began moving instantly without any jerking motion. Every minute, the train stopped at stations Ethan recognized, but their names were wrong. Familiar places had been replaced with unfamiliar titles, scratched onto old signboards. The walls were covered with torn posters showing dates from the early 1940s. With every stop, the tunnel grew darker, longer, and more suffocating. Around him, the lights inside the car flickered rhythmically, almost like breathing. Ethan glanced at the window and froze. His reflection looked wrong. His face appeared pale and hollow, his eyes sunken, as if he hadn't slept in weeks. For a terrifying moment, it felt like he had been on this train for far longer than just a few minutes. The train suddenly accelerated. The tunnel outside turned pitch black, broken only by fleeting shadows that moved against the walls, shapes that didn't resemble machines or people. The air inside the car grew heavy, pressing down on his chest. Then, without warning, the train came to a complete stop. The doors opened to reveal no platform, only an abandoned tunnel. Rusted metal plates were bolted into the walls. Faded text was barely visible on one of them. This line was permanently closed in 1942. Memory struck him instantly. Ethan had once read about a wartime subway incident, a train that vanished underground with everyone aboard. No wreckage, no bodies, no explanation. The city quietly erased the line from public maps. The lights went out. When they returned, Ethan was standing back on the same platform where he had started. Morning commuters rushed past him as if nothing had happened. The digital board worked again. The station felt normal. But clenched tightly in Ethan's hand was an old subway ticket. Its ink was faded. Its edges were torn. And the date printed on it read 1942. To this day, New York Transit records show no such train. Yet every night at 3:11 a.m. on that forgotten line, a subway arrives. And not everyone who boards it ever comes back.